Welcome back, everyone. So for today, we're going to continue our Java automation training. So today we're going to set up Selenium WebDriver, and then we will try to open browser. We're going to use Chrome for today. So that way is going to be what we're going to look into. As I've said last week also, I will try to go through it quickly. Then later we'll open it for workshop so that we can do it also within the time that we have. Then if you have any issue, I will ensure that I support you to be able to create it and resolve any issue that you may have. Okay. All right, so that is what we're going to do today. That's the plan for today. I would go to where we stopped last week. So this is where we stopped last week. I will do a quick recap of what we did. We open new project. We click on File, Open New Project, and then we use Maven. We click on Next. We enter our group ID, our artifact ID. I think we did com.test. No, I think we use Blue Sky. And we put UI test. Think for thereabouts. Then we click on Next. So then, yeah, we click on Finish. So I will cancel from here. So then after that, we create our resources folder by clicking. So I'm going to collapse all these ones. Okay. All right. So then we created our resource folder by right clicking and clicking on new and clicking on directory. Then after that, when our resources is created, we make that resource to be the resource root by clicking on right clicking and make directory as resource root. We did that. So then we created another folder for features, and then we create our login by right clicking new and file, and we then say login dot feature. So we click on OK. So that's our login dot feature created for us, and then we type this in here. Then also we created our test runner. So what we did was to right click here and click new class, and then we created the test runner at that point. Then also we created another folder. We call this folder step definition, which is going to host our step definition that's going to be created from our login. Then we created a step, and we put the step by just right clicking, and then we click on new Java class. We created the step from there. Then after that, there's nothing in the step, so we did not have this. We did not have this. There are two ways to do this actually. So we did not have this. For instance, if this is not there like that, so like something like this. So we now try to test our test. So we got error message, and that there's some tests that are not binded. So we have some tests without any binding. So what we actually did was to copy those uh, snippets, and then we paste it in our step definition. That's what we did. So yeah. So as you can see, these are the step. So it's going to show, tell us that we have not implemented some steps, and then we can copy the steps that we have, and we can paste it. You can paste it here. Yeah. So this is one way of doing it, and as well, you can as well go and right click on this one. If there's no binding, you can, yeah, you can actually, let me save it and do that one again. So that, this is one step, one way of doing it. So if I save and I go back to, my login step. No, okay. So as you can see, this is not got any binding. That's why it's highlighted. So all of them are highlighted. So I can also say create step definition for me, and then I can, what did I do? Yeah, I didn't know what I did. Let's see. Okay, so you can click on the, so it will ask you where you want to copy your step, and you can select that particular class that you want to copy to, and you can, so that is one. So you have to do it one after the other, but I would use this approach. The one I copy from me, I will just paste it in my step right now. So yeah, so that, so now we have our step copied. So the next one, we need to now look into how to open our page. So how to open our page, that's what we're going to look into now. Let's go and look at this code properly. So the first one I try to see is to comment the throw and try to run my tests, because if I run it right now, it's going to fail because there's some exceptions. So yeah, so you got some exceptions because of that. There's some failures in there. So yeah, cannot find symbol. I think I see some error message also. So this pending, I can press on enter to add the library for those ones. So if, yeah, so if I run it again now, okay, so as you can see, it's going to fail. It's going to tell you that you've not implemented some steps. So that's what it's telling me right now. I've got some steps that are not implemented. So because that's what this one are for, pending exception. So I'm going to comment those ones out. Then I'll run my test again. So just to see that it passes before I start to implement other things that I want to do. So if I run this test again, All right, cool. So now it's telling me that I've got one scenario pass and I've got 6 step also passed, even though there's nothing in there actually. Well, okay. Now now what we need to do is step by step. We're going to write the code to do what we actually said the step should do. The first one is like this. The first step should navigate to Blue Sky Citadel site. So how do you navigate to that site? So let's go to that step. You could go to that step. We can right click and say go to, and then you can say implementation, or you can say Control Alt and B, depending on which one you prefer. So I'll go to implementation. I think you can also say Control B. That goes to declaration, which will still take you to this point. So now this one is giving I navigate to Blue Sky Citadel. So what we're going to do now is how can I navigate to Blue Sky Citadel? So this is what we need to do. The step that you need to do, one, you need to open your browser. When you open your browser, then you need to also navigate. You need to do some steps. Yeah. So the first step is opening your browser. Then after that, we navigate. So open your browser, also in Java. There's other things that also you need to do also. The first thing is you need to set your properties. You need to set your properties, system dot set properties, property rather. So now we need to, if you are going to be using Chrome, let's first try with Chrome. So we need to put the driver that we are using, WebDriver dot Chrome dot driver. Then there's something also that you need to do. You need to download the Chrome driver and put it in a location. So okay, let me download a Chrome and put it in a location. So for those guys that I'm going to download one and put in one location. So Google is my friend. I'm going to quickly just go to okay. So I think this one. If you just think you can just Google Chrome driver Java. So that should take you to this website from Chromium. So you can click on that and you can download the driver. So you can download the right one. So as you can see, you need to ensure that you know the path that you download it to. So then select the right version that you want. I'm going to go for, let's go for the latest one. So then I'm going to be using Chrome 82, 32 bit. All right, I have now unzipped my Chrome driver and I've got it at this particular location. So you should do the same thing, unzip your Chrome driver and put it in a location. So what I'm going to do now, I need to bring that up. So I would now go to my code. So the next path that I need to specify is the path to my Chrome driver. So I will paste what I've copied. I need to put it in the inside the code. As you can see, I've got code already. So you need to paste it inside the code if you are not familiar with Java. So that is that. Then I also need to put the name of the file. So that is me setting up my Chrome driver because my Chrome driver is stored in this location. So like you need to put everything. So the next one that you need to do now, you need to initialize your web driver. So you need to initialize your web driver. So you would put web driver. So I will call it driver. Then it's equal to new Chrome driver. Okay. So now you have this. As you can see, it's showing red, which means that something is wrong. So, and also it's going to give you some highlights of what the issues are. Question. Okay. You want me to enlarge my fonts? 1 minute. All right. So I've started recording again anyway. So, like I said, you have two steps. One is to open your browser, and the next one is to navigate. So then this. So we've been able to set our properties, and we'll put the WebDriver, Chrome driver, and then we specify the location of where we want to set the property. Even though we had issues right now as well. Let's continue. And then after that, we have our driver that will initialize. So the next one is for you to navigate. You can say driver dot get URL. So then you would now put the location. So which is, let's say it is HTTP. So that should navigate to that particular location for you. So the next one you would now need to do is this one, where you would click on and enter username and that as required. Let's say, for instance, I think this is now going to be Blue Sky. It's going to be giftreach.com. Let's say. So if you go to that site and then we try to automate it, .org, sorry. Okay, so then we click on login, and then we click on enter username and then password. So, and that is what we want to do. The first thing that you need to do is inspect the login. How to inspect the element, what type of uh, properties or elements you are looking for. So you click on inspect, and you can see this is the DOM. This is the DOM. So you go into, you click on that arrow, and you can inspect what you want. And that is that particular element is this one, and you can inspect that element. You can see it's got type of image, it's got class, and ID is that, and its name is that. So you can actually get the elements by ID, you can get it by name, you can get it by placeholder. You can no placeholder is not part of it, sorry. You can get, so we're going to look into different types